Mr. Marty Show.
Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. The Mr. Marty Show. Well, Sow-wen is here, so be of good cheer. It's Halloween time, and we're just feeling so fine. Yeah, we're gonna show you a show. It's the Mr. Marty Sow-wen special show. The Mr. Marty 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 Show. Oh, show, show, a show, a show, a show, 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 the show, the show, the show, the show, the show. Live action coming at you on a Mr. Marty Sow-wen special. So welcome tonight to a very special Sow-wen celebration on the Mr. Marty Show. I'm Mr. Marty. I'm sitting here in beautiful Millis Hall, and we got a little fire going. So it's perfect for the time of year that we're talking about, Sow-wen. And you're wondering, you're scratching your head saying, what is this guy talking about? Well, Sow-wen is based upon the Celtic calendar. And the Celtic calendar was an agrarian calendar that rotated on the seasons. We have about 8 festivals that are connected with the Celtic calendar. A lot of these do not translate over into Roman calendars and such, but with the Christian church, you do have this one particular feast that somehow managed to survive and graft itself upon our society, and that is the Feast of Samhain. For the Celts, the Irish, and all the people in the British Isles, they believed that this was the beginning of the new year. And so that's what makes it kind of interesting, is that once things started getting very dark up in the northern climes of the British Isles, the final harvest was in. That was when you had the big bonfire that would be lit in Ireland. All the lights throughout the land would be extinguished except for this one light. And the idea was the start of a new year, the bringing back of the light. And the cool thing about it was that the Irish also believed that the veil between the two worlds would be separated, and you would have the ghosts and departed spirits, much like Dia de los Muertos, coming together to join people, the living, finally, a little reunion once a year. So the Irish had feasting, they had music, but when the portal was opened, also some little nasty creatures could come through too. And that is where we start getting some of the things that we associate with Halloween. With Halloween, we have costumes, and we always wonder why you dressed up for Halloween. Well, the whole idea was, in the Celtic times, a disguise was to keep the evil spirits from guessing who you were. Were you friend or foe? They would rather just leave you alone. And also the other thing that went on with Sow-wen, with the big bonfire, it was a beacon for the friendly spirits to come. And it kept away the evil spirits. To further enhance that, they would carry a light from the fire, usually in a hollowed turnip shell. And that is where we get our jack-o'-lantern. Tonight we're going to touch on that. And you're actually going to see us carve a turnip. So it's going to be kind of fun. You're going to get a real Celtic tradition. You're going to see, wow, pretty interesting. Because you won't go from a turnip to pumpkins. I mean, it was a big deal to go to the pumpkin. That's like, you know, the Tesla of, soul-bearing lights. But there was a true guy named Jack-o'-lantern. And one of the songs tonight's going to deal with that as well. So, stay tuned. Enjoy the ride. The first thing we're going to have is a song about Sow-wen. And going to be joined by my friends Jackie Moran and Sean Cleland, two Irish musicians I grew up with in Chicago. So, happy Sow-wen. Nights are getting longer, the sun dips low, ravens gather in the trees. The veil of the two worlds starts to unfold, our dead visit on the breeze. Light the fire, turn the air forward, as our guests we receive a blood-red moon rising o'er a blackened land. We gather on Samhain Eve. The sparks of the fire opens the gate wide. We gaze on those who came before. The feasting and the offerings of the Samhain tide turns the wheel once more. Heroes of old who fought for Ireland vanquished the evil ones at last. We stand at the portal, dead and the mortal, the present and the past. Even though it's been altered, the meaning is still the same. The ember in the turnip shell. We are called to remember, to carry forth the flame, to make a heaven out of hell. Sow-wen is here, let us all gather, send evil scattering away. Draw close the ones who love us, join the world together, mark the dawn of a new day. Sow-wen is here. Let us all gather, send evil scattering away. Draw close the ones who love us, join the world together, mark the dawn of a new day. Sow-wen is here, let us all gather, send evil scattering away. Draw close the ones who love us, join the world together, mark the dawn of a new day.
Hello, I'm Polly Chase, and this is artwork by Marty McCormick. This is scratch art, made with an X-Acto knife on the emulsion side of exposed film. The work is so finely detailed, you really must see it on Marty's website to appreciate it. It measures 8 by 4.5 wide, is titled Thunderbird. Take a look at Marty's scratch art and additional pieces of art on his website, martinmccormick.com. In the meantime, enjoy the show.
And now, 30 seconds of cue.
Happy Halloween. You say Happy Halloween?
Happy Halloween!
What do you think of Halloween, Anya? You like Halloween?
Yeah, I like Halloween.
Beautiful witch.
Dracula, the Headless Horseman, fairies, changelings, even Frankenstein can all lay claim to Celtic heritage. All of these creatures that go bump in the night have origins in Ireland, Scotland and Wales. Let's take a quick look at the more gruesome ones. Our first ghoul is Dracula's great-grandpa, known as Abhartach. This ruthless leader was killed by his people and as a chieftain was buried in the traditional way of standing up. The next day, the dead chieftain returned and demanded a meal of blood from his terrified tribe. Killed again and buried, he returned again to feed. Finally, a holy person told the tribe that Abhartach could be truly killed by driving a sword of wood made from the yew through his heart and buried upside down. The Irish writer Bram Stoker was undoubtedly inspired to create Count Dracula based on this legend. The Púca is another creature that made its way into popular myth and movies. The Púca is a creature that takes on different shapes. Most commonly, it is a black stallion that runs down the road at night, wreaking havoc and damage on farms. Since it can speak, it shouts out the name of the owner, and if that owner would come out, would drag him for miles. Offerings of crops would be made to appease the Púca. Puck, from Shakespeare's A Midsummer Night's Dream, may have been based on the Púca. A movie starring Jimmy Stewart called Harvey was about a man who made friends with the Púca, this time as a 6-foot rabbit. A banshee is a sort of ghost that wails at the death of a person. Having been part of the family ages ago, you can think of a banshee as that great aunt that everyone had a problem with. The word banshee in Gaelic or Irish language means woman spirit. She is usually wailing and combing her hair or washing a blood-soaked garment in a stream. If your family has a name that began with the letter O or Mac, such as McCormick, you've got a banshee. Noble families looked at banshee as an important omen, and it was even rumoured that a banshee wailed prior to the death of President Kennedy, who descended from the Fitzgeralds, a Norman name that means O or of Gerald. Now, let's take a look at the Headless Horseman. In American literature, there is Washington Irving's The Legend of Sleepy Hollow, in which the hapless Ichabod Crane is pursued by the ghost of a British officer who lost his head from a cannon shot and has to do with the glowing orange pumpkin. Irving's tale is based on the Celtic Dullahan. The Dullahan, or Dullahan, also called Gonchian, without a head, is a headless rider that would gallop down the road on a coal-black steed. In his left hand, a whip made of human spines, and in his right carries his severed head by its hair. A portent of death, the Dullahan would call out the name of the person to die. Holding his severed head high above him, he gleefully observes the doomed one expire. if you meet a Dullahan or Dullahan, Gonchian, you're not going to get his with pumpkin, but with a bucket full of blood. There are many other ghosts, ghouls, fairies, changelings, mermaids, and others that have made their way into our everyday world of the 21st century. But these are the ones that people know the best. From ghoulies and ghosties and long-leggedy beasties and all things that go bump in the night, good Lord, deliver us. Guramila Mahaguf. Slán.
What are you looking at? What you're looking at is not a pumpkin, but it's a carved turnip. It was the precursor of the Halloween pumpkin. And we're going to do a very ancient Irish tradition. And what is that, Anya?
Carving the turnip.
And why would the Irish want to carve a turnip?
Because of the story, Jack of the Lantern.
Jack of the Lantern. And who was Jack of the Lantern? Why don't you tell us the story real quick?
Well, once upon a time, there was a guy named Stingy Jack.
Stingy Jack.
It was his nickname.
Uh-huh.
So the devil thought, he could make a good demon and help. So he went down in what do you call it again?
A pub.
A pub in Ireland to see Stingy Jack. So he came down and Stingy Jack was like, oh, the devil. And said, let's have a drink. So he was drinking like the devil. And then he said, oh, I didn't have any money because he's stingy. So then he said, how about you turn yourself into a coin and then we'll get the drink for free. And then after you can turn yourself back, so we'll get the drink for free.
Said that to the devil, right?
Yeah. So the devil was like, this sounds good. So he turned himself into a coin. But instead, he put him in his purse. In a sack, I would say.
Yeah.
Then Stingy Jack took the devil out, and then threw him down the well.
That's right. But after the devil promised him what?
He would never go to heaven.
But what Stingy Jack didn't realize is he wouldn't go to heaven either. And so he was made to wander the roads at night, carrying his soul in what?
A turnip shell.
Shows. Whoa. And so now we're going to bring in our champion turnip expert, Annie de Courtenay, to show us how to prepare turnips. And are they hard to do or no?
Well, these aren't. This is our test turnip.
Okay, the test-driven turnip. And for the Italians, we brought the tomato, but that's a whole other story.
Let's talk about picking turnips. You want to get the biggest ones you can because these are electric candles, but you want to be able to fit them in there if at all possible, because you're going to light them. I have a theory that when the ancient Celts were carrying home the fire from the Sow-wen bonfire, it might have been a little coal that they brought it home in a turnip, or it could have been one of those mushrooms like Fomus fomentarius, which you can hold an ember in a mushroom for weeks or months or something like this and carry it in a turnip or some other thing.
Just harder to carve a mushroom, right?
No. You get a little bit of fire on this special mushroom, and it will keep lit. and just kind of burn for a while, maybe not weeks or months.
Okay.
So, but it'll certainly keep for long enough for you to walk to your house. But these days, we don't have to worry about that. So we have, you can get regular votives, but they're a little tougher than putting them in a pumpkin because, you know, this is so small. So we have little electric ones, and I'll show you what to do with that in a minute.
Yeah, show us the implements.
Here are the tools. So just a regular old small knife, like something you cut apples with. Melon baller, really important. And then this little tiny sort of carving, whittling, I don't know what this is, knife.
Okay.
I have carved turnips before at Sow-wen parties, and the last place I was at a pair of bachelors' a home, and we all got our turnips, and I think we just had knives and like spoons and forks. But if you have a regular melon baller, you will have success.
So should we do a sped up version of this now?
Tamachigonia crinubla, 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 Tamachigonia crinubla, escuda persita cut. Tamachigonia crinubla, 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 Tamachigonia crinubla, escuda persita cut. Hey!
Okay, and here we are. We've got the scary, scary turnips. What's so cool is they're such a neat size, but they're very, I don't know, they're very otherworldly. They're very spooky looking. And I can really see how the Celts would have been able to go and associate these with ghouls and spirits from another world. So here we are. Happy Samhain. Enjoy your turnips on the Mr. Marty Show. Boom! Jack carries his soul in a turnip shell in the crook of his arm. Wanders the road alone at night for doing the devil harm. The turnip has two slits for eyes and another for its nose. The mouth is carved as in surprise, from it his red soul glows.
Jack of the lantern, wandering eternity. Jack of the lantern, one if he has seen. Jack of the lantern, sign of the cross, for else his soul it might be lost. Jack of the lantern, wandering eternity. Jack of the lantern, one if he has seen. Jack of the lantern, sign of the cross, for else his soul it might be lost.
Jackie was a thieving man, the kind the devil cursed. Jack fooled the devil to be a coin, kept him in his purse. The devil promised Jack he would never live in hell. Jack took the devil from his sack, threw him down the well.
Oh, Jack of the lantern, wandering eternity. Jack of the lantern, one if he has seen. Jack of the lantern, sign of the cross, or else his soul it might be lost. Jack of the lantern, wandering eternity. Jack of the lantern, one if he has seen. Jack of the lantern, sign of the cross, or else his soul it might be lost.
In heaven Peter locked him out, sent him straight to hell. The devil let out a frightened shout and locked him out as well. Spirits that see his lantern run away with a scream. That's why we carve the pumpkin every Halloween.
Oh, Jack-o'-the-lantern, run in eternity. Jack-o'-the-lantern, run. If you sing Jack-o'-the-lantern, sign of the cross, for us the soul that might be lost. Jack-o'-the-lantern, run in eternity. Jack-o'-the-lantern, run. If you sing Jack-o'-the-lantern, sign of the cross, for us the soul that might be lost.
Carve your pumpkin scary, a candle you must light. On that evening eerie we call Halloween night. He'll scare away the demons, keep them from attack. Tell the devil himself, take care, it might just be your Jack.
Oh, Jack-o'-the-lantern, run in eternity. Jack-o'-the-lantern, run. If you sing Jack-o'-the-lantern, sign of the cross, or else your soul that might be lost. Jack-o'-the-lantern, run in eternity. Jack-o'-the-lantern, run. If you sing Jack-o'-the-lantern, sign of the cross, or else your soul that might be lost. Jack-o'-the-lantern, run in eternity. Jack-o'-the-lantern, run. If you sing Jack-o'-the-lantern, sign of the cross, or else your soul that might be lost. Jack-o'-the-lantern, run in eternity. Jack-o'-the-lantern, run. If you sing Jack-o'-the-lantern, sign of the cross, or else your soul that might be lost. Jack-o'-the-lantern, run in eternity. Jack-o'-the-lantern, run. If you sing Jack-o'-the-lantern, sign of the cross, or else your soul that might be lost.
Well, I hope that you enjoyed our Sow-wen special and that we were able to bring to you just a little bit more about what Sow-wen is all about. It's, for me, it helps round out the whole idea of Halloween. It starts making sense when you start seeing all the different things that we do with Halloween. And if you're like me, growing up, you always wondered, why do we do that? Now you know. I want to thank once again Sean Cleland and Jackie Moran for providing a little bit of Irish music with our little ghoulie we had here in Nillis Hall. And also I want to thank Andy Courtenay for everything that she did on this show. And we have a lot of people from around the globe now contributing. I want to thank my cousin in Ireland, Noreen Lyons, for her beautiful talk about all the different monsters and things that go bump in the night. And we have a special person over in Scotland who loves to film a lot of things for us, and I want to thank her. And more. Next week is the Halloween special, so we're not done yet. So a lot more fun things coming your way. So, here we go. Thanks for watching the show. 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 The Mr. Marty Show. The Mr. Marty Show. The Mr. Marty Show. The Mr. Marty Show. Mr. Marty Show. Mr. Marty Show. The Mr. Marty Show. Mr. Marty Show. The Mr. Marty Show. Mr. Marty Show. The Mr. Marty Show. Happy Samhain. God bless you. Take care. We'll see you next week. Bye.
It's the Mr. Marty Show.